Alright, let's go. Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to another edition of Forever Spinning's favorite music of 2025. In this episode, we are going to be covering my 20 favorite songs to come out in the last year. It is indeed that self-explanatory. I don't think I need to get into it, so let's get right into the list so I don't bore you any more than I usually do. We're going to kind of fly through these first 10 songs and really get into the meat of the top 10. So that seems to cover all of my bases. Let's get started here at number 20. We have Groucho Marx by Liquid Mike. I've been riding the Liquid Mike train for a few years now, and while this new LP didn't necessarily blow me away, there were some really great standout tracks, including Groucho Marx. It's got an infectious hook, great guitar tones, it's a new age guided by voices song with a more fleshed out sound palette. Liquid Mike is still one of the best in the game, and Groucho Marx just proves that. Then we have Delete, the hit new single from Ninajirachi. This is a remarkably fun, quirky electronic pop song. The beat and production are upbeat as hell for a rather downer of a song lyrically, but I still love the hook, I love the drums. This thing is a certified banger, no questions asked. At number 18, we have The Setup by Method of Doubt. This is a prime example of a perfect hardcore song in the modern age. It's got ripping riffs, barked vocals, and incredible tension. The anger is just seething off of this track, and it grabs you from the jump. Not to mention, the build-up at the closing of the track is badass as hell. Then we have R.L. Stine by They Are Gutting a Body of Water. There is a gorgeous flow to this track, with the dreamy lead guitar progression quickly crushed underneath the weight of the percussion and rhythm guitar. The sing-songy melodic sways are hypnotic and entrancing, something that is not typically found in a Tagabo track. It is a true standout for one of this year's best LPs. Next is the stunningly beautiful Sugarcane by Sword 2. This is an unbelievably catchy tune from this weird shoegaze project. The vocals just leap off of the infectious instrumental that is driven by this sexy ass bass line and complemented by these high whirling synths. It is a song like no other on this list, so I highly recommend checking it out. Then, with a soundscape that is completely different, we have Everybody Breaks by XweaponX. Flat out, this is an utterly electric hardcore cut. It is explosive and angry to a near nauseating effect. People just don't hate like they used to, and that's a damn shame. It's anthemic and purposeful, a spark of pure energy that will leave you gasping for air. At number 14, we have Between the Waves by Homefront. Synth punk perfection, this thing is an earworm and a half. Beautiful sounds, sweeping vocals, this joint has it all. The production is top notch, the vocal layering in the hook is to die for. Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to find you aren't singing along to this track by the end of your first listen. Next, we have Changes by Alien Boy, featuring fuzzy ass guitars, blurry vocals. This thing is a 90s nostalgia freak's wet dream. There's an ultra catchy hook that is an absolute treat to be singing along with. In my opinion, this is the hit song that Alien Boy was always supposed to have. More people should be getting lost in this dreamy indie anthem. Moving right along, we have Wasteland by Snocaps. The minimalistic instrumental bobs and weaves beneath the gorgeous vocal melody. It's not like this track does anything brand new, but it does perfect what a quick country song should be. It's heartfelt, personal, and deeply catchy. Sometimes a song needs to be heard to be understood, and you'd be missing the majesty and beauty of Wasteland if you don't listen to it for yourself. Then we have Atlas by Combust. Maybe not the catchiest hardcore tune on this record that is chock full of catchy songs, but it's the one that hit me the most. This is the closing track to their new album Belly of the Beast, and it talks all about the weight of the world and the pressures that we feel, singing about how time will only tell if this weight can be held. Sure, there are more bombastic and hateful songs off this album that I do adore, but like I said, this is just the one that sits right with me. The vocals are brutally barked, the instrumental builds methodically. Yeah, this thing rocks. Okay, moving into the top 10, we have Other Side of the River by Big Boy. When this track was first released, I simply couldn't get enough of it. Between the pensive instrumental featuring those driving, meticulous riffs and the powerfully belted vocals, this thing barely feels like Big Boy. This is like a modern, crushing version of a Misfits song, or something along those lines. The lyrics talk all about an apparent murder scene, lending more credence to what I just said. The vocal highs are a sight to behold. This thing is just completely different than anything I've ever heard come from Big Boy before. I feel like 90s alt-rock radio would have devoured this cut whole if it came out back then. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm a big fan. Next up is God Owes Me Money by Militarie. Is this the best Militarie song yet? Quite possibly. It's easily their most sprawling and purposeful piece. This thing is brimming with heartfelt emotion. There's so many different segments that flow beautifully into one another. It's just so fully realized and performed perfectly. God owes me money, I'll get it in time. Fuck yes, damn right, go fleece that dickhead. I adore this track. I think of the hook constantly. Yeah, this is easily one of my favorites of the year. Coming in at number 8, we have Bike Week by Home Is Where. Again, I feel like it needs reiterating. These are my favorite songs of the year, not the ones that I think are the quote-unquote best. While I believe there are, again, better songs from the new album Hunting Season, this is the one that I put on repeat time and time again. I love how bombastic this entire cut is, forcefully blasting out at you at nearly all fronts. It doesn't try to do too much on the instrumental front, instead allowing B. McDonald's lyrics and vocals to take the true spotlight. I doubt that there are any better songs out there that mention the world's largest Harley-Davidson dealership, so I'm going to bravely stake my claim in saying that Bike Week owns this coveted crown. Just a killer cut from front to back that is truly bare bones Home Is Where. You just love to see it. Then we have Medicine for Horses by Viagra Boys. I really never thought that they would make such an emotionally touching tune. Take everything that you know about Viagra Boys and just throw it out the damn window, because this is not what you're going to expect. It is completely stripped back, unbelievably tense, and meticulous from the very beginning. We've also never heard vocals like this before from Sebastian Murphy. This is completely uncharted territory. And if lines talking about crashing your car to become two-dimensional or getting your head stomped in by a horse don't make you feel something, then you might be at a complete loss. Medicine for Horses is the type of song that I never thought that I needed, but now that I have it, I kinda want more. Following that up, we have Wound Up Here by Holding On by Wednesday. Wednesday's historic run continues with this song and with Bleeds as a whole. I can promise you that we'll be talking about more tracks from this album in the near future, but until then, let's just focus on Wound Up Here. Carly Hartzman is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of my favorite songwriters of this millennium, and Wound Up Here is a perfect example of this. Her lyrics are fascinating as she spins a yarn talking about finding a dead high school football star's body in a lake. Even with the dark subject matter, this song is still fun as hell to sing along with, most notably the line, "You saw a pit bull puppy pissing off a balcony." That is just mwah. The instrumental meanders nicely right into this violent guitar breakdown that explodes into a million pieces. Simply put, this is another excellent song from an excellent band. Moving into the top 5, we have Bad Larry by Cloakroom. I'm still kinda shocked that Cloakroom had Bad Larry up their sleeves when they released the last leg of the Human Table. This is one of my favorite shoegaze adjacent bands of the last 10 years, and they put out this quaint, dreamy western ballad that actually rocks so hard. I'm convinced this band could do anything at this rate. Bad Larry is the definition of a lovely tune with light, gorgeous strumming, simple yet vivid wordplay, and a hook that catches you instantly. I don't know what they're telling you. Little things aren't easy to lose. I feel like I could show this song to nearly anybody, and at the very least, they would tell me that it's not bad, which is something that I can't necessarily always vouch for. I love seeing Cloakroom branch out with this song, along with many others, and I hope they continue to do so in the future. Next, at number 4, we have Angel by MSPAINT. This is an anthem and a half for 2025. The synths are super groovy, the vocal melody fits like a glove between the drum smacks. This thing is beautiful. The hook is probably my favorite from 2025 as well. I feel like a problem, I feel in the way, but I'm staying present. This is just today. Though it sounds dark, this song is all about self-acceptance when the world continually tells you that you're the one at fault. I struggle with these exact thoughts all of the time, so this song hit extra hard for me. Just because we're more caring than the vile people who run this world with a vice grip doesn't mean that we should give up our empathy and fall in line. Angel's message is wholly necessary in 2025 and beyond, so if you haven't heard this one yet, you should do yourself a favor and check it out. Getting into the top 3, we have Resident Evil by Friendship. In an album full of pensive, expressive vocal performances, nothing reaches a peak quite as high as Resident Evil. All about somebody new moving in with you, singer Dan Riggins takes on the different approaches that we take to our individual lifestyles and how sometimes we just simply don't vibe with someone. Many of the songs from Caveman Wakes Up prominently feature downtrodden instrumentals, and this is no exception. section with the guitar, bass, and drums all thumping around like the clunking boots of somebody following you into the night. You cannot escape the uneasiness. Then comes Riggins with a barking burst of discontent in the hook as he howls, "Who's that shithead in my living room playing Resident Evil?" It's the kind of hook that simply can't escape from my head as the instrumental rains down in thunderous clashes. Sometimes there are songs that I can't quite adequately justify in writing, with Resident Evil being one of them, but just know that this track is a rousing piece of art that cuts and thrashes in all the right ways. This year's runner-up for my favorite song is Country Girl by Greek Death. Isn't it awesome when a song just sounds really good? Well, that's the case for Country Girl. Sometimes I'm not 100% sure why I love this song so much, especially with all the other heavy hitters to come off this album like Emptiness Is Everywhere or Motherfucker, but when this song comes on, I get fucking moving. It is such a beautiful song with these swaying guitars and endearing vocal melody. Not to mention, there are parts where a wall of guitar fuzz hits you like a ton of bricks and envelops the rest of the instrumental. Oh, and there's also a banging guitar solo in the year of our Lord 2025? Astonishing, unheard of, this track has it all. Even though the lyrics are a bit cryptic, the cadence at which they're sung snug perfectly within the overall tune. I don't know what else to say. I love this song, and if you haven't heard it yet, you should really go check it out. And with that, we move on to number 1, my favorite song of 2025, and of course, that is going to be Gallic Shrug by Greg Freeman. From the instant I hit play on this track, I knew I was going to love it. This is just one of those songs that was cooked up in a lab somewhere with the express intent of making me fall in love with it. It's elegant, heartfelt, expressive, and intimate. I almost don't even like playing this song out loud in front of other people because I've realized how much better it is on a one-on-one experience. Freeman laments a relationship with somebody who is clearly suffering from depression and how difficult it is to watch their mental anguish. While plenty of other artists have touched on this exact topic before, it feels like nobody else has been able to say it quite like Mr. Freeman. If I made a yearly video of Forever Spinning's 10 favorite lines of the year, there is no doubt that this song would at least house half the spots. Let's just go through a couple real quick. You go to sleep and your pain punches the clock. Maybe we're both blue, or even worse, just two people who have too many yesterdays. Why is heartache outside doing push-ups in the street? You're looking to the sky for love, and all you get is a Gallic shrug. Heat, fire, bars, yes! And then there's the quasi-country instrumental that invites in a menagerie of sounds throughout its nearly 5-minute runtime. Each instrument accents various points of the song as Freeman continues to spin his heartbreaking yarn in an entertaining and earnest way. To me, Gallic Shrug is one of those perfect songs that people love to talk about. It even ends on a less depressing note, which is a welcome change for the music I love, as Freeman expresses that he will love this person until the cows come home. I personally relate to that a lot, both in Greg's position and his partner, so this just hits twofold. But at the end of the day, it's nice to know that I can still be loved even after having a day like that, just as I can love somebody else who might run into those same pitfalls. That's pretty fucking cool, and so is this song. So of course, if you're only gonna listen to one song off this list, please, please, please make it Gallic Shrug by Greg Freeman. But yeah, that's it. That is my list of my 20 favorite songs of 2025. Thank you all for tuning in, especially if you made it this far. In terms of other year-end list videos, my 10 favorite EPs video is already out, and my albums video will be out soon. I don't really have a date yet. I'm hoping in the next couple of days. Let's just cross our fingers. But if you do want to be the first to know when that video drops, be sure to subscribe to Forever Spinning. It's going to be a real hootenanny. It's going to be a fun way to close out the 2025 musical year. And in the meantime, you can go down to the comments and let me know if I talked about one of your favorite songs of 2025, or maybe I missed it entirely. Leave a comment, let me know, let's get in touch, let's hash things out mano y mano. Also, links to all the songs mentioned here will be located in the video description box below. Outside of that, be sure to support your local record store and the local artists in your area, and well, until I see you next time, happy listening.